Hey everyone, I'm Justin, this is Jon, and this is my dad, Bill. And we're all here to do a Nerd Takes on Russell's 13. How's everything going, fellas?
It's great.
Super.
It's fantastic.
You should be much more excited to be trying this Russell's 13.
I am very excited to try this.
Okay. Thank you for that. Let's talk about a little bit about this bottle first, and then we'll go over some, some classifications, etc., and then we'll do a taste and see what we think about it. So this 13 was originally released in 2021 as a limited one-time product. Obviously, that didn't take, and so now they are maybe doing this annually?
I think it's going to turn into an annual thing, yeah.
So the 13-year bourbon was created to honor legendary master distiller Jimmy Russell. Jimmy's son, Eddie Russell, first released the 13-year experience again last year. This is the oldest for the brand. Beginning with the 2022 edition, the brand intends to release it as an annual release going forward, like I said. But here's the thing. Just like the first release, it too is bottled with chill filtration at barrel proof. So it's a little bit different than what some of the other bottling processes do. This availability for this particular bottle began in July 2022 with a nationwide release. Limited quantities, obviously. Here's from their website. Wild Turkey continually releases their overseas only Wild Turkey 13-year-old bourbon. They added Wild Turkey Father and Son 13-year bourbon to their portfolio last year, along with the first edition of Russell Reserve 13. So they've been doing 13 years, but just not here.
Right. Yep.
That's kind of what a lot of these distilleries do too. And then a lot of them are owned internationally now anyway. So they just kind of send it overseas, see how it works, especially with the longer age stuff. So the Russell's brand extension is exclusively from Wild Turkey, is meant to honor the legacy of the Russells, so the family of Russells, who helped make the company what it is today. While there's nothing against other Wild Turkey bourbons featuring a 13-year-old statement, there's something a little extra special when the Russell's Reserve line features it. Again, from their website. This is not me saying this, but
it is fancy.
It's from their website. So this is bottled at barrel proof. It's a major step up compared to the Wild Turkey 13-year-old bottles that are bottled at 86 and 91 proof, respectively. A little bit about it. Has a classification of straight bourbon, so it meets all the qualifications for that. It is, again, the company is Campari Group. The distillery is Wild Turkey, that owns Wild Turkey. It has a proof of 114.8, age of 13 years, mash bill of 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% malted barley, and the color is classified as dark amber. And lastly, MSRP of $150 this year, something like that. And obviously the retail or the secondary is significantly higher than that.
3 times that.
I would say, can't even say 2 times, 3 to 4 times that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our thoughts. So,
Yeah.
Dad, have you had what, regular Wild Turkey?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had any of the other, even like the Russell's brands, period?
Yes, I have.
You have, really?
Yes, regular Russells.
So like is that the 6-year?
Yes, it is. I don't know.
Maybe the 10-year too?
10, maybe.
6, 10? Okay, cool. But you've never had the 13?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so this is going to be a fun treat. You've had last year's 13
Yes.
because you own that bottle.
I do.
And you were nice enough to let me try last year's 13.
And it's pretty damn good.
So
and it's the same proof as this year. So I think that 114.8, that's going to be the proof going forward for this batch. Or, well, at least for the first 2, technically 3. There was a second batch that was released in December of last year. Not many people know about it, but primarily it was one.
It was
and
the same proof as well?
Same proof, same everything, except I think it was maybe a smaller batch, a smaller run.
Okay.
This is technically batch 3. I just found out about that like this morning. So yeah.
So the 13-year last year is now 14-year?
No, it's still 13 years because that was just how long it was in a barrel.
Yeah, technically it is. Yeah, it was.
It doesn't pick up more flavor in the glass.
Yeah, that's the thing is people are like, well, it's been in the glass. Well, it's not really doing anything else. It's sitting in glass.
It's not extracting.
It's a 13-year-old.
It's not extracting anymore.
That's not. No, there's nothing else going on.
There's nothing else going on there.
So let's talk nose first. So you guys give it a whiff. I'll do the same, and then Lambert, you start and tell us a little bit about anything you're picking up on the nose, and I'll tell you, according to their website, things that they are saying besides the burn.
There is some ethanol on there. I mean, not a lot, but like if you get too close, it's there.
So the last one of these we did, which you probably have just watched, Didn't get super specific into the nose and the flavor elements.
Is this one?
This one does,
Oh,
and I'm really
God.
mad because I can pick up on these things.
Oh, you
and
can? Is it like Bananas Foster? Is that
it's
one of
not
them?
Bananas, but it's something else.
I know it's not bananas.
So do you pick up on anything with the nose?
I say I've never been good at that kind of stuff, though.
Okay. Dad, what about you?
Me neither, but it has a little burn to it.
Okay. That's the high proof.
I mean, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It smells good.
It smells kind of sweet.
There's definitely some caramel to it. I mean, the typical notes, but like again, like I can't go into the specifics that you're probably asking.
Well, why don't
me
you guys
to.
taste it? And while you're doing that, I'm going to read what the nose is supposed to be. So the nose says candy apple, which I pick up on that immediately. Like that apple, there's something about the tartness. Strawberry shortcake also, and then brown sugar are the nose elements here. So now let's talk palate. You guys talk about it while I try it.
I'm gonna have to taste this again because, and you might taste it. There is a note on there that I can't pick out, but it's really distinct. I'm gonna need to taste it again to figure out what that is. But I mean, again, you're getting some of the. I don't necessarily get the candy apple from the nose that you were just saying, but like definitely some sweetness to it. But there is a specific element of that I can't put my finger on. That is like right there, like as soon as you taste it.
Definitely some brown sugar, some oak, a little heat to it. Stays in your palate for a while. It has something, like John said, there's something in there that I'm trying to think what that is too, because there's definitely a defining flavor to it, taste to it. I'm trying to think what that is.
I don't know what it is.
I don't necessarily have the answer here, but I am actually picking up like a chocolate-covered cherry.
Okay.
There's that cocoa.
That could be
There's some cocoa in there.
Chocolate.
Chocolate,
Yeah.
but then I think there's also there's some fruitiness. And so what it says on the palate, classic wild turkey fruitiness is present, but is nicely offset by gentle seasoned aged oak. And I get like cocoa flavors whenever I hear oak.
I mean, I get the oak, but I don't. It's not like I wouldn't pull that out. Like I don't think this is like the Knob Creek 18 that we just tasted. That's oak.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I don't get a lot of like a very prevalent oak note with this. I get more of the sweetness, like the typical wild turkey sweetness that you're talking about.
But man, like the last thing to talk about is the finish, and I would say that this has for me, like a really awesome like rolling.
It's kind of a
finish
roller
to it.
coaster where it just kind of hints away and then it kind of ramps back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
You think something like
Yeah,
that?
oh
Okay.
yeah, definitely.
So, any guesses on finish profiles? You guys want to take a gander? Besides like the spice and the pepper a little bit.
Let me taste another. So I'll go back to the palate. Whatever I had, like that kind of note that I couldn't put my finger on, the last two sips that I've had, it's been way less. So I don't know if I think this is the neck pour, so maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe, but it's not nearly as prevalent as it was the last two. Anyways.
Smooth, real nice finish. I mean, much. I hate to say nicer than Knob Creek, but it just sits there and it doesn't like have a major burn. It just has a nice flavor to it. Kind of gives you, like you said, a cocoa flavor, and yeah, that's very, very, very nice.
Like a flavor and a warmth. Like you don't have to like keep going back for it. Like I don't need to.
Yeah.
I just
Like
don't have to drink anymore.
Like a custard.
like that.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm getting.
So the finish says aged oaked rice, spice, cinnamon, leather, and tobacco. Which I mean, I guess I kind of get some of those deeper flavors, but I think it's a little bit. It's lighter than that.
yeah.
Like there's
Again, like the oakiness, okay, you can feel the complexity of it, and yeah, an oak is part of that, but it's not something that I would pull. Cinnamon, spice, certainly.
sure.
The baking, the traditional baking spices that you get from certain bourbons.
Well, now's the time to rate. So we're gonna give you our typical nerd takes, Luke Skywalker rating scale, and I'm gonna let you start first, Lambert.
This is pretty good.
Should we write down numbers first?
Should we write them down and then
Like,
and then show
and
them
hide them
The big reveal.
the big reveal?
No, you're going
Behind-
after me,
behind your back.
so I won't. I'll know you're not
Yeah.
stealing my idea.
Okay.
Oh, he's gonna go. Oh yeah. So we can go after. Yeah, he can go. No, he can go after me. So I'm waffling between like Stormtrooper Luke and Red 5 Luke because it is very good. It's just tough to make a decision. Again, I want to split it down the middle.
Split down the middle. You
8.5.
are you are Stormtrooper Luke, but we're gonna put that red 5
I'm
helmet on you.
basically like New Hope Luke,
New Hope Luke,
basically, because both those are New Hope.
just not the bitchy kind at the top, like the one more of a you've grown up now. later on. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay. Dad, what do you got?
My turn. I'm leaning toward Red 5, the 9. It's really good. It's smooth. It's something I would love to have around the house.
Hint, hint.
He asked me for this before we even started to take home with him, and I said, I
He
love
said
you,
no.
but not a chance.
No. Yeah.
Damn.
So I
Well, we'll have
I
to
agree.
Talk
I'm
about
actually
that next time the car breaks down.
I'm giving it also. I'll have it ready to trade in case I need to get it out of the pound. I'm saying the same score. I'm saying Red 5 Luke with a 9. I think this is solid. This is spectacular. I actually think maybe I would even move towards 9.5. Maybe given this some time to air out a little bit. So
It'll be interesting to see how this opens up.
100%.
Yeah, because this is a fresh crack. This is
Yeah. Well, if you can find this one, I think it's worth the 150-200 that you maybe might find it at regular MSRP. I don't know if you don't have anything like this. Maybe it's worth spending a little bit extra money, but don't spend 3 to 4 times the MSRP.
And I think
That's bonkers for anything.
any of them. And there are ways to discern between which batch you have, like whether it's last year's
Yep.
or this year's or whatever. But it doesn't matter. I've tried last year's. I've had this. They're both fantastic. So if you see it, get it.
Yeah. You see the Russell's 13 label, get it. Dad, thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Lambert,
Always.
fun as always.
Absolutely.
Until next time, that was Nerd Takes.
Nerd takes.
See you later.